Interesting point. We have a lot to talk about. A lot of uncertainty coming back into the market too. I mean, it's not looking great, but we'll see. We got some interesting data this morning, some interesting news as well. We had a tweet from Trump kind of relating back to those China negotiations there. So we'll see if we get any more information on that. Again, those federal courts blocking the Trump tariffs, the Court of Appeals kind of giving a little bit of a delay there, is definitely going to throw some more uncertainty into the market. Because again, the market just got used to the fact that we were going to get these tariffs, they were going to be used as a negotiation tactic, and then the market was going to trade higher whenever these deals were announced. The one interesting thing, though, is that we were supposed to be getting new trade deals last week and this week, and we haven't gotten anything. India was one of them that we were thinking that we were going to get, and I don't think we've seen any new developments here. So maybe next week we start to get some more of those announcements, which definitely the market could react positively to. But if these new kind of court rulings are going to basically just chop the legs out from under this administration with their basically their negotiating power, I mean, these other countries might be like, yeah, all right, well, we're not going to come to the table now because there's no point, because there's no real threat anymore if some of those rulings stick, which it doesn't look like they're going to. The administration still has like 3 different routes that Goldman outlined for them to actually continue to put these tariffs on. So we'll see what happens with that. PCE this morning was very interesting. We're going to be talking a little bit more about that inflation data today as well, just because like we've been talking about this forever, guys. Like these tariffs, they're not going to cause any amount of long lasting inflation here. Just looking at some of the headline numbers here, we had a 0.1% month over month increase. The estimate was 0.1. What was it? Year over year, PCE was up 2.1%, estimated at 2.2. So the Fed's preferred metric of inflation is very, very close to that 2% target. And then again, CPI has been trending down as well. And the other thing is, well, if you're thinking about what we've seen over the last 3 months and then also what we've seen this week, the Fed, again, has been overly cautious here as it relates to inflation. They're saying, oh, the textbook is telling us that tariffs are inflationary. Now, that might be true, but you also have to think about what's happening in reality. What the textbooks are going to go through and what these PhDs are all going to look at is all of these different situations that could play out from a very narrow lens. Like they're going to look at it from an all other things equal perspective, which that's never actually what happens in reality. So if you have a really, really weak consumer, which we already know we have, personal spending is starting to move down a little bit, which is interesting. Well, it's not moving down. It's increasing at a slower rate than what the market expects. You have consumer confidence at like 2022 lows, which is not what you want to see. Like how are you then going to have these consumers pay higher prices? They're not going to. So demand drops. Prices come down, margins shrink because the cost of these goods could go up. It's like slows down GDP, unemployment goes up, and it actually ends up being deflationary. But then when you actually, potentially remove some of the risk of these tariffs being at those higher levels with that court ruling this week, well, all right. So then we weren't really going to have inflation before. We're probably definitely not going to have it now. So what is the Fed going to do? That's the main question now. And then you have the tax bill, which is interesting, but on the tax bill perspective, people are thinking about it in just completely the wrong way. Like they're looking at it from like, oh, the overall United States debt load is going to go up. And it's like, well, yeah, but that's what's happened in every single administration over the last, 20 years. So one of the reasons why the market didn't like it is because we came into this year with Doge, with a lot of people thinking that the government was going to slash spending, try and balance the budget. And now that that's not going to be the case, obviously the market doesn't like that. But even just looking at the number of what the debt is going to increase by isn't the important part. What you actually have to focus on is the United States' ability to generate revenues. So what things would you look at in order to gauge that? Well, it's GDP growth and just overall growth initiatives from this new administration. How much are they going to be able to stimulate on their end with fiscal policy? That's the question that needs to be answered, because if the answer is, oh, a lot, they're going to be able to stimulate a lot of growth, a lot of new investment. We just saw it out of Japan yesterday. let me see if I can find it. Like, if everybody starts to realize again that the United States is really the only place to be. Let me see if I can find this. Is it this? No. Yeah, I can't find it. But it was basically like the United States is the... Oh, wait. Hold on. I know where it is. Let me find it. Let me find it. Here it is. Let me find it here. I'm trying to find it because it's important. Here it is. Tokyo, Japan likely held off selling from its U.S. Treasury holdings as there is no alternative investment given the dollar's status as the global reserve currency. Remember, there's been a very, very heavy amount of concentration from foreign nations and just foreign investors in U.S. markets, and they fled out of U.S. markets in Q1. We started to see them come back a little bit here. That was reflected in that 20-year bond auction. But in order to get all of that money to continue to come back, not only just into the equity market, but also into the bond market, which will then also push down yields, the overall global market has to be very, very confident in the United States' ability to continue growing and maybe even grow at a faster pace because, again, that debt to GDP ratio is the most important thing. It's not just the headline number of the debt load that's going to be added. So, team, welcome back. Happy Friday. Happy Public Live Day. Again, as you guys are filtering in here, make sure you guys are hitting that like button. Costs you nothing to do. It helps me out a whole lot, spreading these streams out to as many people who actually want to learn. Again, we got a lot of slackers on the like button today. Uh-oh. So the Fed is way behind on rate cuts. I wouldn't say that they're behind because when you look at it, like, unemployment isn't skyrocketing. One of the only reasons why you saw GDP negative in Q1 was the fact that imports were increasing so significantly, which is then going to detract from GDP. And if you look at, what was it, PDFP, that number was actually growing at a higher rate than what the market would have expected. So it was really just imports in Q1. So, like, not necessarily. But if you start to see, like, inflation moving down into the ones, then, yeah, they probably need to start cutting. But they've been very, like, almost, I don't want to say political. Actually, a better way to describe how the Fed has been acting is very academic. Which it's like trying to apply, like, what people are going to teach in a classroom to, like, the real world, which, like, just isn't real. Like, that's just not how it works. Because you can't have, like, a very small set of circumstances that you're then going to say, okay, this is technically what happens, but then we're going to apply it to a situation that's completely different. It's like saying, oh, the market did this when this one thing happened in the 1980s, and that means it's going to happen now. It's like, well, one, you have a sample set of one, and you also have so many different factors that you have to account for, and it doesn't make any sense to do that. So, all right, team. So, again, post-earnings, for those of you guys in LTMP with us, again, we have Ulta and maybe Zscaler. Oh, yeah, Zscaler's fine now. That was kind of teetering right around that 4% area before. So, we'll see. Check in on some of these other ones. Palantir, how's this looking? I mean, it's still consolidating at the highs, but that's dangerously close to moving down. HIMS, definitely got a bearish setup here on the daily. Again, I know this is one that a lot of you guys like. A lot of you guys are invested in. This is one that I was outlining for the group back at 30 to 31. A lot of people were asking me up at these areas here, oh, is it still good? No. If I like it at 30 to 31, there's no way in hell I'm going to be buying it at 50 to 60. That doesn't make any sense. So I think this one is due for a little bit of a pullback here. Again, if the market just starts ripping off of something, this one's probably going to shoot back up. But again, I would not be looking for this one to trade higher in the short term here. What else? SoFi. Where's this at, actually? I'd like this thing to come back down to the 200. I'd actually buy more. Right around 12, 13. What else we got? My baby, AMD. It's looking okay. I mean, I think this one's setting up for a nice push going over the next couple quarters here. I think that one could be a very fun one. We got Novo looking decent this morning, too. Right at 70. I'd love to see a weekly close above 70 on Novo. That's what I want to see. This one could be a monster. I mean, this was the most recent single stock research report I gave you guys in the group. Also, look at this one. You guys are almost up 100% on Philip Morris with the dividend that's been paid on it. I think you've got what, 4 or 5 dividend payments already. You've already up over 100% on Philip Morris. So congratulations, guys. That's awesome. I gave this one to you guys back here. This one was, oh, dude, great one there. So again, we'll talk a little bit about the group a little bit later there, but again, you guys know the deal. It's very highly reviewed for a reason. 50% off your first 2 months with code May. If you guys aren't in there yet, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, what's his name? Shout out to Reaper. It might even be 3,000%, but like well over 2,000% on that elf trade. Again, guys, less trades, more profits. You don't need very many of those in a year to be absolutely crushing it. Yeah, market's flat. Yesterday's trading, we were talking about this on the private stream. I didn't like the market at all. Like at all. I really did not like how it was trading. That move up, like all of the news looked pretty positive, especially with consumption moving down or spending going down. You saw what else? Jobless claims higher than expected. Everything was pointing towards higher. Like you could easily make the argument for more rate cuts happening sooner, just on the probability metrics, but you didn't really see it playing out there. So we'll see. That's kind of where we sat around yesterday. Taco Friday. Yeah, well, Trump's tweet on China this morning was interesting here. What did we get? It was like China violated the trade agreement or something. Where is it? 2 weeks ago, China was in grave economic danger. The very high tariffs I set made it virtually impossible for China to trade into the U.S. marketplace, which is by far #1 in the world. We went in effect cold turkey with China, and it was devastating for them. Many factories closed, and there was, to put it mildly, civil unrest. I saw what was happening and didn't like it for them, not for us. I made a fast deal with China in order to save them from what I thought was going to be a very bad situation, and I didn't want to see that happen. Because of this deal, everything quickly stabilized, and China got back to business as usual. Everybody was happy. That is the good news. The bad news is China, perhaps not surprisingly to some, has totally, all caps, totally violated its agreement with the U.S. So much for being Mr. Nice Guy. And that was what caused that initial drop this morning from the market being relatively flat. They bought it back up a little bit after PCE, which was lower than expected. But the Fed, I think, is really going to stick to their guns, and they're going to need to see a lot more in order to start being a little bit more dovish there. Maybe NVO gets going? I mean, maybe, but like, dude, that's like a 5-year thesis. If you guys are buying short-dated options again on like my long-term ideas, you guys need to stop doing that. Like, don't do that. Oh yeah, Boeing was nice too. That was quick though. I mean, Boeing was a weird one. Like right as we broke that 205 area that we were talking about on stream yesterday, and it ripped up, as soon as it was moving a little too quick there. My contracts on Boeing yesterday were up over 100% like that. It was instant. And they were Junes. It's not like they were weeklies or next weeks. But then as soon as that crazy candle came in, I was like, no. I was not going to give that one any, because I didn't see any real news on it. Like there was something with China, but it was like, wasn't really the one that we wanted to stay in there. Still good. I mean, I'll take the money. Fine with me, man. They're going to give me free money. I'm going to take it. But yeah, keep smelling. Ooh. 18 likes away, guys, from, what do you call it? From 50 on the stream. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate it. I'm also thinking, let me know what you guys think about this. So for the private group, LTMP, I do private live streams every single day for you. But I was thinking maybe I come on here for like an hour after we do that. Kind of go over the market with you guys. So we kind of bring back daily live stream, but it's after we do all the trading stuff in the morning. We might do that. I might start that next week with you guys. And then obviously same schedule with the YouTube videos. 1 or 2 a day. Probably 1. Yeah, making deliveries again to China, which was good. It was a good trade. It just ended up being a day trade, which was funny. I was like, guess I'm day trading now. Market's coming up here a little bit. Let me see. Are there any zones that I like? You guys want to see some magic? I could do the magic again for you guys today, but not really. There's not really any spots. Well, that's not true. I mean, you do have this. But that's not, I wouldn't say that's high probability. That'd be low probability zone, right? From like 59.50 to 59.57, you could watch for a rejection around there. So you could look for that. But I really, guys, the reason why, like when we're on the private streams, where I can bottom and top tick stuff pretty quickly, or like pretty, not quickly, but like really close to where everything's gonna pivot, is because I'm picky with the zones. Like, yeah, we do have potentially an area right here where we easily could reject, but that's not like, it's not a good pivot point for us. So we can watch it, but it's not gonna be one that I'm like, I'd be confident in just doing something off of or having it as a level of interest. All right, market's been open for about a second here. I mean, man, Novo back to flat. All right, post earnings, let's see what we get. Zscaler's looking good. Where's Ulta? Those are really gonna be the only two things that I'm, ooh, that looks yummy. These could be fun. We'll see, though. Think about what happened with ELF yesterday. You got that initial pop. That's how Reaper was able to get that 2,000% on it. Well, I don't know, 2,800%, something like that. But it did end up selling off, so just careful. I don't know if there's that much excitement out of the market for these healthcare brands. So just careful with it. Zscaler, though, could definitely be a fun one for post-earnings. So get ready for that. 7 likes away from 50, guys. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Let's have a good day. Yeah, I mean, I don't really see any crazy zones that I'm that interested in. On the daily, I could look for a few, but... yeah, I don't... There's not much. There's not much in terms of the zones. Oh, Novo's back up. That's good. Yeah, so Ulta and Zscaler. You guys have the list of new tickers, too, that are in the group. I'm kind of weirded out by this market after yesterday, so I'm going to give it a little bit there. I'm going to give it a second. Not a second. I actually might give it a few days. But, again, less trades, more profits. Those of you guys that are still trying to day trade this, I mean, it's fun. You're using those prop firms. Oh, yeah. Apex is still having that 90% off sale for you guys, too. I think that link's in the description. Novo trying to get back above 70 there. That's what we like. I've got a nice little position in this thing. Just in general on Novo. Yeah. Some options, some shares. That'll be fun. All right, Zscaler's looking pretty good here. We got 2 minutes for the 5-minute opening range breaks. The spreads are crazy. Well, yeah. All right, so maybe we don't touch it, but we'll see what happens with Ulta here too. But they're pretty rangy so far. What are yields doing? What's USD JPY doing? Nothing. Dollar down? Up a little. Nothing crazy so far. All right, Ulta. Yeah, they're selling it off there. How? I mean, I can check on the Zscaler spreads, but like again, even after a big earnings like that, the spreads are going to be bad anyway. But Zscaler typically isn't going to have the best spreads to begin with, so you would have to be careful with those. Oh yeah, that's horrific. Oh my God, you? No. No, you don't want anything on that. There's not a setup there. No. Where's Bitcoin actually? We called this perfectly. Yeah, you're just if I had a zone here, you're just kind of retesting it. You did kind of drop below, but all right. I hope TradingView doesn't do the thing today where it might. Also, are you guys getting like noise in here? Oh no, you're good. Let me make sure the volume's on. Yeah, they're selling Ulta off. So, I mean, we can have the alert there for it, but if it takes out the bottom side of the range, we just won't be looking at it. Zscaler might do it. But the spreads might be too horrific to do anything with it. But yeah, so make sure that all of you guys have notifications turned on for the YouTube channel. I think I will bring back the daily public streams just after we do everything we need to do with the Less Trades, More Profits group. But again, if you guys haven't taken advantage of the 50% off your first 2 months to the group with code May, I mean, I don't know what you guys are waiting for. It's like, once you guys see it, this is the most common feedback. It's like, once you see it, you can't unsee it. And you're like, oh, that's how simple it can be? Yeah. Stop making it so hard on yourself, please. Have a little patience. Just look for one thing, and that's it. How are the Ulta spreads? I bet they're terrible, but it'll probably be better than Zscaler. I would assume. Nope. Nope. The Ulta spreads are bad too. Cat still looks good. What else? Google, how's that look? Yeah, I don't really like that. Disney. Where's Tesla actually? Yeah, I mean, Tesla could go round 3, but it would really need to flatline in this range, but you'd actually have a really nice level to potentially break above that kind of sets you free here. So we could look for that. That had a lot of potential. It just didn't follow through. So that was a break-even one, which is fine. Like, we were talking about this week too. Like, I'm perfectly fine with going into stuff, and it triggers. I leave it for a little bit, and then it fades. Cut it at break-even. Nothing gained, nothing lost. It's fine with me. I think it's still, like, guys, I'm up 30% this month or something on the trading account. It's like, okay, less trades, more profits. That's, once you guys understand that methodology, just like trading less to make more, you're going to see your results skyrocket. Ulta might be getting close. With the spreads on it, I'm not going to go stick my head in the alligator's mouth and hope I don't get bit. That's the problem with this. They're kind of tightening up, but they still suck. So we'll check back in on Zscalers. They might be getting a little bit better. 7 minutes into open. Yeah, they're better. They're still not good, but they're better. Yeah, any questions that you guys have too, any stocks, tickers, anything you want me to look at, just let me know. That's what I'm here for. I do these streams for you guys to like help you guys out, guide you through the market, and be like a resource out here for you guys. Because like, again, there's so much nonsense out there with people that just literally don't know what they're talking about. You got to be really careful. So any questions that you guys have, just ask during the streams. Any stocks that you want to look at. But if you're going to ask about a stock, ask like something specific. Don't just be like ticker. Because if I don't like it, I'm just going to look at it from a trading perspective. And if there's not a setup, I'm just going to be like, no, and then move on. Costco at earnings, but I don't think they yet. I mean, that doesn't qualify for post earnings at all. I wouldn't be touching this. I wouldn't be going near this one. Here comes Ulta. Here comes Ulta. Let's see. How are the spreads on this? You guys are crushing the like button today too. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. No, I mean, I'm not touching that chain. Yeah, there it goes right there. It's just, that's the spread. There's like 100% spreads across the chain. I'm not going near that one. LTRY. No, sorry. BBAI. Rangy. You're in a nice little uptrend there. If you can form a really tight range, again, so when you guys hop into the group, your first step is go through all of the course videos, mainly Swing Kings, because that's going to teach you what to look at on the chart to be like, okay, this is a setup that we want to look at. This one could end up setting up, but it's not something that we would look at right now. This would need at least a week of consolidation in order for this thing to even have my attention a little bit. RCL. Reaper. What's up, buddy? Oh, I actually like that. That actually looks really good. It's breaking right now, too. Dude, I actually like that. I I might. A little size for 0 on some RCL. How's the chain? Is it terrible? It's moving. Yeah, it's not a great chain. Good setup, though. Very good setup. And you're kind of late on it. I mean, I don't want to be chasing this thing higher, but that's good. If you're in that one, PGA, you mean like Procter & Gamble? I already hit. We were talking about this one this week. Alfie brought this one up, yeah, in the group. Also, the best thing about the group, too, is like, it's when you guys are the one, like, identify the setups and they're actually perfect. And I'm like, yes, that's the point. It's teaching you guys to be self-sufficient in the market. What else? Semiconductor. I would not. I mean, AMD looks strong. NVIDIA looks good. Just in general here. I mean, that's a lot of volatility. But, again, Soxwell doesn't look good. What about SMH? I mean, you could pull back to the 200, but I wouldn't say that's going to, like, get killed there, you know. Novo's just kind of flatlined right now. I mean, AMD looks good. Well, just kidding. Not anymore. AMD's not looking great there. Is market selling? Not really. I mean, I just think this is the market really needs to digest what we were seeing over the last 48 hours here. I don't think there's enough information out there right now for the market to make a decision, which is why I yesterday was like, one, I'm not going to touch anything really new unless it was Boeing, which was fun. Or like with the other ones, I was like, yeah, I'll just cut Tesla at break even and then just wait around. But AMD is one that, like, I mean, it's making some pretty solid strides in the right direction. Where did I say this one could come down to? I mean, you could test the bottom of this range here. Where's Palantir? Is this thing breaking down? No, Palantir's actually fine. Is HIMS starting to move down? It's close. If HIMS breaks this, I actually might get some puts on it. Ulta looks good. It's just, again, just because a setup looks good doesn't mean that I have to take it. That option chain is horrific. I'm never when there's 100% spreads, meaning the bid is 50% of the ask. No, thank you. Yeah, any questions that you guys have, just let me know. That's what I'm here for. Is there anything coming through the news feed? I don't think so. No. Palantir got some another deal with the government, I think. Hedge funds are shorting stocks again, boosting leverage to new record, maybe. Fed expected to continue waiting after PCE report. The Fed is likely to see the benign PCE inflation report as the calm before the storm. Fitch Ratings, Alu Sonola says in a note they will continue to wait for the storm unless consumer spending buckles and the unemployment rate rises rapidly. In the April report, personal consumption increased 0.8%. Disposable personal income and consumption also increased. Annual inflation ticked lower to just a hair above the Fed's 2% target. This report shows that the U.S. consumer remains resilient. That's technically true. Like, when they're talking about that, it's true. And something we've been talking a lot about in the videos is like, well, we're seeing a very big gap between what consumers are saying in the surveys versus what they're actually doing. Their overall feelings about the economy are obviously negative, but they are still going out into the marketplace and spending money. So, I mean, that report's interesting because you did see actual, like, personal spending be a lot lower than what the market expected. It wasn't negative, but it was a lot lower. So if that starts a trend of personal spending actually going into the negative, I mean, that's not going to be good. And the Fed is going to have to look at that and say, okay, well, that's going to lead to even less demand, which could even drive inflation lower, slow growth, increase unemployment, things like that. FSLR for the downside? Let's take a look. I mean, this thing is moving up really aggressively. I wouldn't. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's. Yeah. You could actually do below today's low. That'd be like the first. I mean, look at. What is it? Command Z? How do you invert the. Oh, no, it's I think. Nope. Wait, is it Option I? Yeah, invert the chart. So all you LTMP members, if we were looking at this chart right now, what would we be saying? This is textbook A+ long. Same thing to the downside. Yeah, Ulta's doing it there. I just wish the chain was a lot better. So that happens sometimes. It's okay. If I'm not going to stick, because here's the thing, you'd really have to size your position for zero, meaning your entire position is your risk. So if you want to risk 1% on a, let's say, a $10,000 account, you're only going into the position with $100, which, like, at that point, it's like, what's the point? You know, I'm like, why? Like, because then you're just taking the risk of, like, the spreads being all crazy. Like, yeah, the trade could play out, you could hit a big one, but not for me. You know, you got to be careful with those sometimes. RCL getting going there, that's nice. Reaper, that could be another good one. But yeah, I think we are going to bring back the daily public streams. Just they'll probably be at like 10:30 every day. That's probably what we're going to do. And then Friday we'll go one stream probably because it's Fridays. Dude, we have a birthday party tomorrow. I'm old now, guys. I'm elderly. 26. I'm old now. It's terrible. I'm now a boomer with you all. I'd get health insurance this week. That was fun. Yeah. I don't see much. Again, less trades, more profits, guys. Yeah, this market's looking a little iffy. It's looking iffy. I mean, I think we should come down and test this zone. If we can do that, I'd be a little bit more confident, especially if we could bounce at this area. But there's a lot kind of brewing in the market that I'm just like, Hopefully I don't break my hip this weekend. Oh, I think I'm fine. I think I'll be good. I hope. I would really hope I don't fall. Because then I, like, I'm old, but I'm not, like, I'm not at life alert point yet. I actually would take... The problem with the HIMS downside trade is that, like, the IV on it's going to be nuts. Because it's just so volatile. Yeah, I'd like to not break my hip this weekend. My foot's all messed up. My entire body hurts now, guys. Like, just every day. But it's also my fault. Ow. I just hit my foot. Bro, you basically look 17. What, you want to kiss or something? Sorry. Dude, I know I look young. I look very young. I was in Florida with a bunch of my friends and we're sitting at I'm the oldest one here too, by like I think like a year. And we're at like a restaurant and the waiter goes around and he's like, doesn't need anybody's ID except for me. And he's like, you look young as shit. I was like, dude, what are we doing? People are like, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, why? I'd rather look young than old. My thoughts on the tariff court ruling? Yeah, you sit back, relax, and wait and don't touch anything because there's not enough information out to make any decisions, which is why the market's kind of flashing around. There's just not enough information, like, because there's so many different things that could happen with this. Like, if it sticks, it cuts the bottom out. It, like, pulls the rug out from the U.S. in terms of their negotiating tactics. If it stays, the market's just going to be hands off with it until they get more information. Grow a beard? No, that'll look stupid. Hey, is this a ticker? That looks nasty. That looks really fun. Crayon. I like that. Trump's just going to find another way for tariffs. I agree. I mean, they have at least 3 routes right now to continue putting them on. But then it's like, okay, then if they do that, I think it then still after like, was it 90 or 180 days, it still needs congressional approval. So that's why yesterday, when like you had that initial positive move and then it started to do this, we had a zone right around here that it started to push out of. And once we lost it, I was like, nope, don't touch anything. Well, Boeing was fun. Boeing had a mind of its own. I sound 17 too? I don't think I sound 17. $150 days, but then the deals will be done. Oh, is it 150? I was close. I was pretty close. I like where yields are. Guys, I mean, again, for the 3rd time in a row. Well, I did nail the bottom of yields here. That was on the day. Tuesday, September 17th. I was, I think, 1 day away on this one. And then this one, I was talking about it here. Bit creepy. Hey, man. Aces over here. At least he's not trying to see my feet like most of you guys in here, all right? So, yeah, Ulta came back down. That wasn't really one that we wanted there. RCL back down. Yeah, there's just not much I like, guys, like in this market. That's why I'm not touching anything. Let everything kind of fizzle out. Let the market consolidate. I want to see it down to this range. Ideally, if we can get down. This would kind of be where I would want to see it because you could then see what the leaders are going to be. Ankles. Are you guys getting ads or something? I don't know. I don't do it. YouTube's doing it. A lizard human? Yeah, that is something that people do say a lot. They're like, how did, it's like the I don't beat the lizard allegations from the projections that I make. It's like, yeah, sorry. I just like being right. And I've been doing this since I was 14. It's not that hard. Ankles, not feet. We're not degenerates. Same difference. Same difference, guys. UNH starting to base. All those to come. I'm not, dude, aces. I don't care. Dude, Asa, you can say whatever you want. I don't care. I know it's a joke. Well, say whatever you want within reason, all right? Like, UNH starting to base. Yeah, I mean, you guys were asking me about this one yesterday. I don't really want this. Just being honest with you. I already have my healthcare exposure. I don't really need any more. This is another thing I think we should talk about on this stream, too. Like, too many of you guys are trying to be too active in the market. Like, you're all trying to be too active. And what I mean by that is you're always like, I want to buy, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. Like, when we talk about the less trades, more profits methodology, it applies to everything. And you have to think about the opportunity cost of capital. I'm never going to put my, certain cases I'll take a shot at something. But it's also because, and what I'm referencing there is Neo. Like 99% of the time, I'm going to be looking for the most obvious, easiest, A+, no-brainer position that is just screaming at you to buy. Every time. If there's something that's like, well, maybe this, I don't really know, I don't touch it. There's no reason to. I'm only looking for perfect. That's in trading, that's in investing, that's in everything. Too many of you guys are like trying to do too many things at once, and if the market's just going vertical, you're probably going to be all right, but when you see this choppy market, that's when things go wrong because you're not doing the full work that you need to on the names that you're looking at. You have to make sure that you're only looking for Like if you brought me something that, let's say, is like a B minus investment, I'm not going to take it. I will just sit sit on the cash that I have laying around and wait for an A plus opportunity. BYD, I know. So there are days when you just don't trade? Most days I don't trade. And that's how you should be. Most days I don't trade. From on the trading side, yeah. There's a lot of days I don't trade. Why would you? And this is the other part too. People will think about trading and they'll be like, oh, consistency. They'll think of trading like a fixed income instrument. Like, I want to make $1,000 a day. And it's like, if you think that way about the market at all, you're never going to make any money because you just fundamentally misunderstand what the market is. The only thing that I'm looking for is A plus setups. It could happen once a month. It could happen every other. I don't care when they happen. All I care about is that I'm there for the setups when they fire. That's it. I could go months without taking a trade if the market didn't do it. Why? Because that's what the system is telling me to do. Like, there's so many people out there that are like trading every day, day trade, doing this, and it's like, no. You're not making any money. You're just not. That's not how the market works. Like, every day isn't the same. Like, there's different things happening. You have to have the big picture down. There's like, once you can understand that, and that's kind of where that less trades, more profits methodology comes from, it's like, then you can start having success. People will be like, I'm bored. And I'm like, good. That's how you're supposed to feel. It's called LTMP Swing Kings for a reason. Exactly, Ralph. Because if you're doing it every day, what you're falling into is just you're gambling. That's really what it is. You just have an itch that you want to scratch. You're not a trader, you're a gambler. You want your dopamine fix for putting risk on. The other thing is too is, and I've seen this a little recently with some of you guys, where you get a little too excited about some of the positions. You're like too invested in them. Not like in terms of money, but like in terms of your like mental capital. Guys, I do not care. The outcome of one individual trade is completely meaningless to me. I don't care. Like, literally don't care. Why? Why would I care? Because I know exactly what's going to happen if I just repeat the same action over and over and over and over again over time. I think Tesla was a good example. And it was like some people were like very, very excited about this. And I'm like, it either goes or it doesn't. And it's our job to manage it as it's moving. So like I think my Tesla position at one point on this break was up like 50%. Am I looking for 50%? No. Not at all. If there's not going to be any follow through, that's fine. I'll cut it at break even and just wait for a better setup. Take the money back, nothing gained, nothing lost. And we move on to the next one. That's how you have to think about the market. You have to think about the consistency comes from, like, people will think about, they're like, how do I get consistent? And it's like, that's not the question to be asking. The question to be asking is, how can I have a consistent approach to the market? Because you can't control the outcome of anything. What are your top 3 stocks under $10 for growth? That's also the wrong question to be asking. Why does under $10 mean anything? Right? Like, what is a stock being under $10? It really doesn't mean much. And a lot of the time, I'm not looking at stocks under $10. And the other thing is I'll have probably between 5 and 8 really high conviction ideas a year, and I hammer them. So what were they last year? Well, we had Yin, which was really good. That was more of a position trade though. I'll count Palantir, but it was really 23 going into 24, so Palantir was at 15. That one, SoFi. Robinhood I gave you guys in the teens. Philip Morris at 95. That's 5. I think there were more in there too. There are a few more, I think, that were pretty good. But that's another thing I see. It's like people are asking the wrong questions. It's like, that's not, okay, even if you had the answer to that question, this is how I think about it. It's like, okay, even if you had the answer for it, it's not actually doing anything for you. Because I could say 3 stocks, let's say, that are under $10. That could be my favorite stocks in the under $10 category. But what if the stock is $11, right? And it's way better than everything else sub $10. So having like that $10 requirement doesn't do anything for you, you know? The better question to be asking is, one, like, what is the actual like methodology that I'm using in order to find stocks that I want to invest in? That's the important question. So those 3 things are macro, which you'll learn that over time, especially if you come to these streams and are in the community with us. Like, one of the best things to do for you guys to understand macro is read the weekly market research reports that I post for you guys every Sunday night. Data out? What was it? Did we get sentiment? Oh boy. All right, so we are gonna have to talk about this. So it's macro, fundamentals, and then chart. Those are the 3. All right, hold on. I actually want to see. We're gonna have to give this a minute here because I want to see what those inflation expectations are. So it's macro, which is big picture, fundamentals, and then chart. Like, if you guys went through and read the Novo report that I have for you guys in there, you'd be like, oh, I get it. Oh, you have the date? All right, thanks, Ralph. Also, shout out to you guys on the like button today. You guys are crushing it. Oh, yeah, it peaked. Yeah, I want to see it broken down by political party, though. They fought. Yeah, well, it's 52.2. Is that higher? Because I remember it being around 52. So it is bottoming. Sentiment is bottoming. Which is interesting. Hold on. Who's got the chart? Who's got the chart? I don't see it yet. It's just fun to look at. Like, it's insane. Nobody's right. They're not even remotely close. Like, on any data point. Where's Novo today? Yeah, all right. I mean, it's doing its thing. Nice grind up. I mean, I own it at 62.50, so it looks good. Most interesting to you? Yeah, they did move. I think they moved down, didn't they, from the data that you sent me? Yep, 6.6 versus 7.1 expected, preliminary 7.3. Do you guys think inflation is going to go to 6.6% this year? No, it's not gonna. Sorry. I might do a YouTube video for you guys today, but I don't know. I got some stuff I got to do. But yeah, make sure you guys have notifications turned on for the YouTube channel, just so you're notified when the videos go live. Yesterday's is really important. That kind of breaks down everything. No way. Dude, where have you been? Dude, the what do you call it? The Republicans think it's going to be like 0.3 or something. And then the Democrats think it's going to be like 8. Why can't I find this chart? Usually I find them pretty quick. Yeah, I don't see it yet. It's just a fun chart to look at. Inflation's actually going to be down. Well, it's been moving down. I want a weekly close on Novo above 70. That's what I want. Where's the weekly 10? That's actually where I'm interested in seeing where that is. It's got to be close. Oh, yeah. All right. I mean, even up here, I'm fine with it. I mean, 68, 63. You're above there. I'd be fine with that. Ideally, I want it above 70 just because it's this level, but can't find it either. Yeah, it's weird. I can't find it today. But yeah, I'll throw the link for you guys in the live chat here for those of you guys that want to hop into LTMP with us and just kind of go over a little bit of what you guys get. So first of all, use code May. You get your first 2 months. Sorry, 2 months for 50% off. It literally comes out to $1 a day. You guys get both the full-length educational courses. So that breaks down everything that we're doing from a trading perspective every single day. Once you see it, you're going to be like, it's that simple? Yep. Then the private live streams every single day, the full watch list of stocks and cryptos that are about to explode before they do, the pre-market plans, the macro research reports, which there hasn't been one in a little bit just because there hasn't been a big development happening. But I also do the weekly research reports for you guys as well, breaking down everything that happened in the market over the last week and also what to look for moving forward. The single stock research reports, which again, there's like 5 or 8 ideas that I'll post for you guys every single year. That are very high conviction. The most recent one is Novo. I mean, we've talked about that one on the stream a lot, so that research report's really good. Again, it's very highly reviewed for a reason. For those of you guys that want to really be able to take advantage of everything the market has to offer, we'd love to have you in there. I mean, best community. Oh, thank you, one of one. I appreciate that, buddy. Yeah, so the link's at the top of the live chat. Links in the live chat for you guys too. Use code May, 50% off your first 2 months. That'll get you in there with us. All right. Yields down. I like that. I think I'll start posting on Instagram and TikTok again. I haven't really been doing that. I've been focused on YouTube. ZS trying to break out. Did it break the level yet? I mean, how's the chain? We can take a look at it. That actually does look interesting. Is the chain better? It still sucks. That chain is still horrific. I don't really like it. You know? It's just not good. I mean, it's okay. Maybe. I'll give that one a maybe if it hits. It's just got a terrible chain, man. Not a big fan of it. The 285s look okay for next week. But, like, you guys know how I feel about wide spreads and short dated. It's just not a big fan of it. So, all right. Market reacting positively to that data on the sentiment shift. All right, let me see. I'm going to search again for it, the chart. I can't find it. Latest. Come on. No. Maybe this guy posted it. No. I don't see it. I don't see it. Which is annoying because I want to make jokes about like people needing to stop watching the television so much. Because it's insane how varied these inflation expectations are. Like if you think inflation is going to go back to like 2022 levels, you're nuts. Like you're literally nuts. Like there's no argument for it. Like even if the Fed was right, and which they're not, and they said, oh, like we're actually gonna see a little tick up to inflation, maybe it gets back to like 3.5. It's not going to 8. Like it's crazy behavior. What the? Is Costco really ripping like that? Oh, good for them. Well, I wish that, I mean, it's only up 3.6%. So this would have needed to gap higher than this in order for us to deem that valid for a post earnings. That's also literally the easiest strategy in the entire world. You probably could just trade post earnings and then never do anything else and crush it. Like that one video at the end of the Swing Kings course, you could just do that and you're done. You don't have to do anything else ever again. Just trade post earnings. It is literally the easiest thing ever. I could teach a 4-year-old to do it. I could also teach a 4-year-old to do everything else that we do. But that one, I could teach any 4-year-old, not like a very gifted 4-year-old. You know? ZCLer's close, man. You have videos? Dude. Romeo. I still gotta bring the mastermind back for you guys too, at some point. Tesla for next week? Maybe. Where's it down? Maybe by the end of next week, we'll get another Tessie setup. This one was really fun. This breakout on Tessie was great. I mean, I could have held it a little bit more, but that was a big gap up on the China stuff, and I was like, give me my money. I'll take that. I'll sell those gap ups with the IV boost every time. That was fun. But also, isn't there an event coming up for Tesla? I think there's an event. They've got something going on. Z-Sailor's close. Spreads are tightening too. Robotaxi in June in Austin. Yeah. Yeah, but is that like an actual event? Or is it like they're just bringing Robotaxi to Austin? All right, Z-Scaler's about to hit here. I mean, I could do it. I could do a little small trade on it. Play around for fun. If I wanted to. I just, again, I don't really like the market. Like at all. There it is. Oh no, that's Disney. Oh, hold on. I like Disney actually. Ooh. Where's G-Scaler? It's close. They got 15 taxis actually working? Interesting. Yeah, Z-Scaler is about to hit here. Market moving up. Yeah, it's still going. What the? Oh. Yeah, the spreads on it just suck on Z-Scaler. I don't like that. Tesla IV is going to be high on robotaxis. Good for options. Nope. 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 Opposite. Other way around. Other way around. Bad for options. The IV is already high on Tessie. You're buying inflated implied volatility. Which is why, again, they had, like, the Tesla premiums weren't moving that well. if you clear above here today in the market, I mean, you could see 59.23. You could see some action here. It's a big candle, though, on sentiment. That is a big candle. You guys are crushing the like button. Jeez, thank you guys. I appreciate it. There's Z-scaler. I don't want it. I do, but I don't, you know? They just widen the spreads. Disney 113, hello. Hello. I think I'm gonna burn it. You can take it if you want, though. Nice post-earnings move. Size it for 0. See what happens. It's valid. It's valid. I just don't like the spreads. If 1 of 15 robotaxis crashes, shorts are going to win. Don't gamble on events like that. Like, seriously. It's just like typical retail trader nonsense that's just not a repeatable strategy to work over time. Like, let's say you short... Okay, let's think about it like this. You short Tesla. Robotaxi crashes, and you make money. Okay, go repeat that. Go repeat it. Whoa, hold on. I actually like that. I actually had to look at this. Where are the... How's the IV on this thing? I haven't looked at the Palantir chain in forever. Oh, they're horrific. Yeah, that's rough. Like that's how you have to think about the market, and this is why most people fail, and it's the sole reason why everybody in the group is able to have so much more success than others. It's all about the repeatable process and the approach to the market that you take. Like, oh, you gamble on earnings. Okay, go repeat it. You can't. You don't know why you're actually making the money. You gambled and you won. You know? Like, if you want to treat the market as a joke, that's fine. But, like, I wouldn't expect professional level results if you're not going to act like a professional, you know? Yields down, I like that. Let's see what this market wants to do here. Tessie moving back up. That's decent. I mean, we definitely could get Tessie round 3 and the actual break is here. Like, think about it like this. If Tessie were to flatline here and then break out again, I'd probably be buying the same contracts at a lower price because of the decay. That's why with shares, I'll let things breathe because I already know what the risk is, but with options, I'll be very tight with them. Where's Novo? There we go, Novo. Above 70, we love that. We love to see that. I'd like to see a close above 70. A close, though, above the weekly 10 is still really good on Novo. Palantir up, what gives? Dude, it's Palantir. It doesn't... dude, that is not a name that you short, and it's not a name that you buy. That's one that you sit there and are like, okay, if you bought when I was telling the group about it at 15, you sit there and look at your gains. If not, You don't touch this one. This is one that you do not play games with. It's just, it's too well loved by the market. All right, the market's ripping here. That's interesting. Disney just chopping around. But all right, guys, it is 10:20. We are going to be wrapping it up here today. Again, make sure you guys hop into the group. This is also, again, one of the best times to hop into because you have all weekend to go through those learning curriculum videos and be fully prepared for everything that we have for next week. If the market can hold on here, we could have a lot of fun. Again, I just want to see a little bit more just like calmness out of this market in order to give me the confidence to start slinging full-size positions again. So, guys, use code MAY. Get 50% off your first 2 months. It literally only comes out to $1 a day. So, but yeah, probably gonna be able to get some YouTube videos out for you guys this weekend. Maybe today. I'm gonna try for today. But we'll see. But yeah. All right, guys. I will see you guys later. Have a great weekend. If I don't see you, don't